Isang mapagpalang araw, class. So ito naman ay part 3 of the 6-part video lesson on data management, no? So let me share with you uh, the presentation on data presentation. Okay, no? So we had shared two videos previously, no? The first video is about the basic concept of statistics. The second video is about data collection. And this is the third one on data presentation. So, anong gagawin natin sa mga data na na-collect natin, no, through various methods? So, ito ngayon yung data presentation. Okay, so, uh, data presentation is actually organizing raw data into clear visual formats. It could be charts, graphs, no, to make complex information easy to understand, reveal patterns, and support informed decisions. Data presentation also transforms numbers into a story using tools like bar charts for comparisons, line charts for trends, and tables for structured data, enabling quick insights for any audience. So in this particular video, I would discuss three ways of data presentation, namely textual, tabular, and graphical. So ano ba yung textual presentation? In here, data are presented in a paragraph or in sentences form. This includes enumeration of essential characteristics, emphasizing the most significant features and highlighting the most striking attributes of the set of data. So for example, we have here uh, an article, no, from Inquirer.net, medyo may katagalan na, in March 18, 2016. So in the first 3 months of 2015, 26.3% of Filipinos were found to be living below the poverty line, a measure of the minimum income required to meet basic food and non-food needs. This translates to about 26.48 million Filipinos based on the Philippine population in 2015 of 100.7 million. So, 10 years ago yan. Ano na kaya ngayon? So, ayan. Ganyan yung itsura ng textual presentation, paragraph form. So, the second way is through a tabular presentation. In a tabular presentation, we make use of rows and columns. In here, data are presented in a systematic manner which catches one's attention and may facilitate the comprehension and analysis of the data presented. Halimbawa ng tabular presentation is the frequency distribution table, which is a statistical table showing the frequency or number of observations contained in each of the defined classes or categories. May mga parts, no, ang statistical table. So, merong table heading, nandoon yung table number, at saka yung label or name ng table. Body, which is the main part of the table that contains the information or figures. Merong stubs or classes, which are actually classification or categories describing the data and usually found at the leftmost side of the table. So, ayan yung nagde-describe sa mga rows, no? And then box head located in the top of the body, which includes the stub head, the master caption, and the column caption. Kung yung stubs or classes ang nagde-describe sa rows, yung box head naman ang nagde-describe sa mga columns. So, ito halimbawa ng frequency distribution of CPE students, no? So, yung year level tsaka frequency, ilang CPE ang students ang first year? So, 210, second year, 74, third year, 83, fourth year, 170. So, ang total number of CPE students ay 537. So, this is a simple frequency distribution table. So, meron ding types ang frequency distribution table. Merong qualitative or categorical FTT, where the FTT table are grouped according to some qualitative characteristics. Data are grouped into non-numerical categories. Ano yung categories na meron tayo dito? So, yung gender, kinategorize as male or female. So, oops. So, yung number of respondents sa male, 77, sa female, 45. So, 122. Isa pang halimbawa niyan, yung halimbawa yung mga ayan, students ko no, sa klase, ano yung gustong flavor ng ice cream? Ano ba gusto nyo? Ube, cheese, or chocolate, no? So, yung ube, cheese, at saka chocolate, yun yung classification or categories, no? Kung saan bibilangin ilan yung estudyanteng may gusto ng mga flavors na yun. And then we have a quantitative frequency distribution table where the data are grouped according to some numerical or quantitative characteristics. So ito, ungroup frequency distribution for weights of 50 students in math class, no? So meron akong 50 students, ayan yung mga timbang. So meron akong estudyante na 48 kilos, may isang estudyante na 49. Wala akong estudyante who weighs 54, 55, 56, 57 kilos. Marami akong estudyante na tumitimbang na 58 kilos at meron akong isang heavy gut, isang estudyante na 64 kilos, no? So yan, yung ang group frequency distribution. The same group of students, yung 50 students ko, gagawin naman nating group frequency distribution. So, ilan ang estudyante na tumitimbang na 48 to 49? Meron tayong dalawa. Ilang estudyante nagtitimbang na 50 to 51 kilos? Merong walo. 50 to 53, 14, and so on, no? So, ang total din yan ay 50, no? So, i-compare natin, di ba? Yung distribution na ungroup sa group. Mas maayos tingnan yung group distribution, no? The same set yon, the same data set, the same participant respondents. But we have a clearer picture for group frequency distribution. So, ito naman, frequency distribution table of scores in the first quiz in elementary statistics. Meron din akong 50 students, nakakuha, dalawa sa kanila nakakuha ng scores between 20 and 24. 6 of them got scores between 25 and 29. So 21 students got scores, test scores between 35 and 44. So, ganun pag-interpret. Now, a simple group frequency distribution table consists only of class interval and frequency. So, yung examples kanina na table 4 and 5 are simple group frequency distribution tables. Meron namang complete group frequency distribution table na merong class mark or midpoint, merong class boundaries, may relative frequency, may cumulative frequency, at may relative cumulative frequency. Yang mga yan, diniscuss sa another video, which is how to construct an FDT. So, another video yon. Pero, dito, dinidefine ko lang, dinidescribe ko lang yung kaibahan ng complete group frequency distribution table sa simple. So, ito yung example ng complete group frequency distribution table. Ito yung class interval sa first column. Ito yung frequency sa second column. Ilang estudyante nakakuha ng ganitong scores. This is the class mark or the midpoint, no? This is the class boundaries, the relative frequency, less than cumulative frequency, greater than cumulative frequency, less than relative cumulative frequency, and greater than relative cumulative frequency. Kung ano-ano yung mga yan ay nandun sa isang video. Okay? So, I think, meron pa pala. So, the next, another example is the contingency table, which shows the responses of subjects to one variable as a function of another variable. So, halimbawa, ayan, instead of ice cream flavor, apparently may program, TV program perhaps, no? Ang mga choices, either you like the program, you are indifferent, nonchalant, or you do not like the program at all. So, most men like the program, say 59, no, out of 126. Pero mas mataas yung may gusto na babae, 67 out of 111. Children do not like the program. Baka news yun. Kaya ayaw ng mga bata. Tapos ito, total lang nung number of men, women, and children who like the program, who were indifferent, and who do not like the program. And then the third way is through graphical presentation. Ito naman, numerical data provided in a frequency distribution table or contingency table can be made exciting and easier to understand when depicted in graphical form. A graph is a pictorial representation of a given data. So ano yung mga common types of graph? Meron tayong scatter graph, which is used to present measures or values that are thought to be related. Meron tayong line chart, which are useful for showing trends over period of time. Meron tayong pie chart, which is useful in showing how a total quantity is distributed among a group of categories. No? Tapos meron tayong column or bar graph, which are like pie charts. Column charts and bar charts are applicable only to group data, and it is used for discrete group of data of ordinal or nominal scales. Sabihin ng discrete yung nabibilang, no? Bawat number of students, number of books, okay? So ito yung mga halimbawa, ito yung scatter plot or scatter graph, no? So yung relation ng household size sa amount of garbage discarded, no? So we would expect na mas madaming members ng family, mas marami silang basura na napoproduce. Ito naman, number of birds on a tree versus time of the day, no? May relationship ba yung number of birds on a tree versus time of the day? Parang wala naman, no? Scattered na scattered. Wala tayong nakikitang, ano ba yon yung parang trend, no? And then this one is pie chart, no? So, gender of the respondents of the survey. So, we can say that the respondents are predominantly female kasi 62% female. Ito naman, pie chart on pet ownership. At the outset, we could say that most pet owners have dogs, no? So, dogs yung dominant na pets. May nag-aalaga ng cats, fish, rabbits, and rodents. And then these are examples of line charts, no? So, pinapakita yung problem sa Microsoft na ina-address ng mga employees sa Microsoft over the years, no? From 1998 to 2004. So, yung pink ay bugs, mga bugs. And then, red ay security holes. And then, yung blue ay backdoors na yung nakaka-breach sa security pag login, no? So makikita natin na yun yung pinakamataas na problema, no? Mas mataas sa 4,400 yung naging problems nila in year 2000 on backdoors. No, maraming nakalog-in ng hindi nakadaan sa security access. No? And then another example on profit on software and game sales. So makikita natin dito na mas maraming profit sa game. Siguro mas maraming bumibili ng mga games kaysa sa software. Okay? So yun ang ways of presenting data. Okay, meron pa pala bar graphs of frequency, no? So madali ring makita kung ano yung behavior of the ano yung perception, no, ng mga employees sa administrators or administration. Ito naman, population of countries from 1980, so sa decades, no, 1980, 1990 to 2000. So makikita natin na nag-i-increase, no? At pinakamataas ang increase sa Nigeria, no? From 60 million in 1980 to about 83 million in 2000. No? So, yun. Yan yung ways of presenting data. Thank you for listening. I'll stop sharing now. The next video is on measures of central tendency and then measure of other locations.